In this video, we'll be looking into how to structure your Nrf5 based project. This is for development and also for Git collaborations. Okay, so here I have the Nrf5 Sdk. Also, before starting that, let's start with what you need to install your own PC before we get started in the project. So the first thing that you need to have in your installed in your PC is the nrf command line tools. You can get it from this link here and download it for your operating system here. So if you have a Windows, you can just select your operating system here and choose the latest version and press this link here to download it and then install it on your PC. The next one is you need to have the Nrf5 Sdk. You need to download it from this page here. This is where you can download it from the Nordic Soma website. You just go to this tab here, compatible downloads, and select the latest version, which is the 17.0.2, and then scroll down here and hit download files. If you want just the SDK, deselect those and just leave this one selected and press download. This should download the Nrf5 Sdk, the latest version. Okay, so the next tool that you need to have installed on PC is Visual Studio Code. We need this one. This is for doing some updates to the Segger files. Next, as we will be using the Segger toolchain, you need to have the Segger Embedded Studio installed on your PC. You can do that in this link here, in this web page here. And then in this page, you're going to select for your operating system, Windows, we have Linux, we have the Mac OS. This is the version. You can choose the latest one, which is the 5.44, and then download it from these links here and install it on your PC. Okay, the next tool that you need to have installed is Git. So you need to have Git installed on your PC. You can do that here in this page and just press this link here. This should download it, and then you can install it on your PC. Okay, so here I have downloaded and extracted the Nrf5 Sdk, which is the version 17.0.2. And here you can see the files. This is the version, and here you can see the SDK files. Okay, so the first thing that we'll be doing is creating a GitHub repository. So you just need to head over to your GitHub account. If you don't have one, you just need to create one. Okay, for me, this is my GitHub account. So just head over to this plus here, I guess, and hit new repository. Okay, let's give it a name here, repository name. Let's give it a name. Let's just call it test. I have this one, test project. Okay. Let's just make it test project. You can give it whatever name you want. This is just a repository name. You can give it a description here. You can add it later if you want. Here is to if you say public repository or say a private repository. Here you can add a readme. I'll add a readme here, and also I get add a .git ignore. This okay, see. Okay, so this .git ignore here is used to ignore some files ignore some files and also folders in your project. For example, when you build an application using the Segger Embedded Studio, you'll have some folders hosting the release files, and those release files are pretty big in size, and you don't want that to have you don't want that to be available also in GitHub. You just leave that, and you just want to have that, leave it in your work, in your PC when you work. Okay, so anyone downloading the project, he can then build it himself. It doesn't need these files generated by the IDE. Okay, so here when you choose the .ignore file, it says that you need to select a template here. I don't know if we have the Segger here. Let's check. No, we don't have C. Okay, let's take this C here and we'll change it later. Choose a license. Let's make it MIT license, and then proceed to create repository. and here you have the repository created. Now next you need to clone this repository. You can do that by copying this link here. Just copy this link here, load this page here, and then open a command prompt here. Zoom it a little bit. We have here it's open to the user directory. We're gonna change the directory. I want to have this the GitHub repository cloned in the desktop. So here, to move to desktop, we're gonna make cd. So just change directory to desktop, because this is the next directory in this desktop is one of the directories of the user, which is Abdul. Press enter. We are in the desktop here, and we just hit git clone and paste the file, paste the link here, and press enter. This should clone the project, and there we go. We have our project here. This is it. This is the test project. Cool. See. Okay, now close that. Leave it here. Now here in the Nrf5 Sdk, just open the SDK here. So for our test application, we'll be starting with an example, and this is what I recommend to do. So for your example, if you want to build your application, you have to start from an example. That's the easiest way. If you don't want to start from an example, you will have to create these files. For example, if we're gonna go to the BLP referral for the blanky, you're gonna need to create all these files. For example, if you wanted to create the application for the PCA156, this is for the Nrf52 developer kit, which is the Nrf52 SoC. You're gonna need to create this folder here. Then this for the Segger, you're gonna need to create also these files here. For example, we're gonna check this file here. So for example, here, if we open it with code, just to see the code in this file that the Segger Embedded Studio opens. See, you're gonna need to set all these line of code, and that's a lot. So the easiest way to start with the Nrf5 based project is from an example. So here, if your application is using the Bailey, which will mostly do, I recommend starting with the Bailey app template project. This one. Okay, so starting with this project here. So what I'm gonna do is just copy this project here. Just copy it, and in the repository, the folder here, or the repository we cloned, we start with creating a folder here, new folder. Let's name this folder application. Cool. So we have the application folder here, and in this application folder we're gonna paste the content of this folder here. So just copy all the content of this folder now, copy and paste it in this application folder here. Okay, there you go. So we have this project. In this project we have an application folder, and in the application folder we have pasted the content of the Bailey app template example project. Okay, so here you decide which SoC your application will be based on. So for example, for me, I'll have the PCA156, which is the Nrf52 development kit. So I'll be just focusing on this folder here. If you have the Nrf52 development kit, you'll be using this PCA140. This is for the Nrf52 development kit. Also for the same for the other development kits. Also keep in mind that a development kit can also be used to might be used to develop applications for multiple SoCs. So for example, for the PCA156, you have two SoCs. The first one is the Nrf52 and the other one I think it's the Nrf52 I guess. Okay. Also for the PCA140, you also have I think three SoCs: the Nrf52 and the Nrf52 and the Nrf52 So for example, if you are based on you'll be using the Nrf52 you're gonna be using this folder here. and also for if you will be using the nRF52. Okay, so for me here I'm using the PCI 156, so I don't need all these other folders. So what we're gonna do here is delete this one here. Okay, the next one is this one. I don't need it, and the other one is the PCI 140. Next, I'll go to this folder here, delete all that. Back, we'll change this hex folder to release or releases. Okay, so for the multiple versions. And next, you're gonna need to delete this Bailey app template here file. This is for the ER IDE. Just delete it. Next, in the PCI 156 is 140. This is for the soft device. For me, I'll be using the Segger toolchain, so I'll just leave this folder here. If you are using the RMGCC, you can leave this folder here and work on it, or you can have multiple, like the Segger and the RMGCC. For me, I'll be using just the Segger toolchain, so I'll delete this RM5, RMGCC2, and the ER. Cool, that's it. And if you open the Segger toolchain, you have the Segger files here. Now, in the project here, in the application, you're gonna need to create a folder here, new folder. Let's call this folder components. This folder will host any external libraries you add to the project. You know, any libraries that is not available on the Nrf5 Sdk. Okay, so the components, we have the PCI 156, we have the releases. Okay, next folder we need to create here is a folder we call it main, which is for just structuring the project, you know. Okay, so the main, we just copy this main here, place it in this main folder, and we're done. Next, we're gonna place the, copy the Nrf5 Sdk, which is this one here. Just copy it, just paste it here. There you go. We have the SDK. This is our SDK, and as you can see here, I copied also the version of it. You know, so you know what version this application uses. So for example, there is also an example of another option. For example, you just create a folder and you name the folder SDK, just SDK, without the version. With that case, you will not know which version your application uses. It might be the 16, it might be the 15.2, because there is a lot of versions. So it might be good to have the version here on the file. So just copy it and paste it there. It has the version as the name of the folder. Okay, so here we have it. Next thing that we're gonna need to do is go to the application folder, then to the PCI 156, then the S140, and this Segger folder here, which we're gonna hit with the mouse, right click here on the Segger toolchain, and open with code. Okay, close this one, we don't need it, don't save. Okay, so we have this one here. This is our Segger files. So for example, if we want to name our project a different name, say for example, let's name it a test project, as we did in GitHub. So we're gonna do here is just click on this one here, press F2. This should rename the folder, and here we have template, and instead of the template, we're gonna name it test project. Next, just save it. The next one also you're gonna need to do the same. So for the template, sorry, this one, F2, and here we have test underscore project. They should have the same name. So for example, if you don't change the names, because Segger will create another file with the new name. It won't use this one, this other file that has the different name. Next, you're gonna need to open this aim project here, open the big, and here, choose the project name. Change also the name here. Template. Let's name it test underscore project. Make sure it's the same name. To make sure of that, just copy it and paste it here. This also should have the same name. Okay, so BLE app test project, BLE app test project, BCA. Okay, cool. That's it. File, then file save all. It's all saved. Next thing that we need to do is change these. As you can see here, see the. Let me go ahead. So here we have see these definitions here. We got a file name, and this is the file nrf log backend ltt.c, and you have these 2 points and a backslash. This is what lets the Segger Embedded Studio where to look for that file. Where to look for that file here. So for example, this line here tells Segger that it should back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times. It should back up 6 times in folders. Then enter the components folder, then libraries, then log, then source. Then it'll find this file here in the nrf log backend ltt.c. As we've copied this example project here from the Nrf5 Sdk. So for example here, if you enter the SDK here, we have the examples, and we enter the BLE peripheral. This is the template project we're using. PC this one and this one. This is the main the main directory for Segger. Okay, so with this line here, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times backup folders, then into the components. Let's verify that. So 6 times we have here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I missed that. Okay, we have examples. We have BLE peripheral. We have BLE template. We have PC Emulator. Is 114. We have Segger. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, then 6. And in the 6th folder, you're gonna look for components. Okay, and did you have it? This is the components folder. And then in the components, you're gonna look for libraries, then log the resource. Then see, this is what tells Segger where to look for that file. This file here. These 2 points and the backslash tells Segger to back up one folder. To back up one folder, because you can't tell it because it doesn't know which name. What's the name of it? What's the name of the backup folder, of the folder behind? That's why they put these 2 dots and the backslash. Cool. This is for the case where the example project is located in the Nrf5 Sdk. But for our case here, we have separated the example from the SDK. So let's look into our example here. So it is on the our project here. This is application here. PC 156 is 140, then Segger. Okay, so let's change these here. So these are the location of the Nrf5 SDK. Because in the Nrf5 SDK, you're gonna find these folders here. You're gonna find the components folders and the other folders. Okay, so what I need to do is change these 2 points and the slash with the location of the Nrf5 SDK. So here, this is our application Segger directory. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we enter to this folder here. So we have 4. Then enter this folder here. Just copy this one here. Okay. So what we're gonna do to replace. So in the in this VS Code here, and this is actually the reason why I use the VS Code for this application here, is to update, to change these 2 points in the backslash. So we're gonna do here, just open this one here, and gonna search. This is the for searching, and this is for replacing it with. So just copy this one here. I'm gonna replace all this one here. Place it here. Then we're gonna copy this name of the Nrf5 Sdk, the folder. And as we said, it is on the fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and we have the SDK, and we need a backslash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the SDK. Let's verify it again. So this project, we have application, we have PCOS, Segger. We have then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then so we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have this folder here, and then we can locate the SDK files. That's it. So it's correct, and then after that you just hit replace all. Replace all. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're gonna do it with your hand, just by hand, by changing all these with hand, it'll take a lot of time. Also, if you wanna do it with the Segger Embedded Studio, it'll take a lot of time. And with VS Code, it's easier. It's done. We close VS Code and we open our project. Yeah, it's all update here. Okay, have the project here. Project, let's application here. PC 156 is 140 Segger. Let's open it then. This should launch the Segger Embedded Studio. And there you go. As we've done some updates, we're gonna need to update some folder here. For example, cmss.c file, we've changed the directory of this one. So in this application here, what we're going to do is just create mouse right click and just create new folder. The first folder that we're going to create here is for the components, yes, for the external libraries that we'll be using. Components. It's not also for the external libraries, but also for structuring the project. For example, if you have a lot of files in the main.c file, you can use other files. You can use other files to host them and just leave the main.c file more clearer. Oh, okay, so we have the first folder components. Create another folder again. Let's name the other folder is config. So this is for the configuration files. Okay, next is main. Create it. So here in the config, we're gonna place this one here in the config. In the main, we're gonna add existing file, and we be locating the main.c file. So we have application main. This is the main folder. Okay, cool. Now if you open it, it should open. Config, we have it. It's cool. Now let's verify for the other files here. Oh, let's try it. We have SDK. I think we have a problem with the. So let's verify this link. We have this project. We have this folder here. Let's see. So we have this project, we have this oh, sorry, it has a different name. Okay, so let's change it. It's not a problem. Okay, just close one, close Segger Embedded Studio. Yes, made changes. See the folder that's been created, just delete it. here. Now back up to the S140. Open this folder here with the VS Code. Yeah, the SDK in the folder was has a different name. Okay, open im session. No, in project. Okay, so yeah, the issue here was the issue was with this name here. It's not the same. So we're gonna do the same. Copy it, search here, place it here, and we're gonna need to verify the name. So where is the project? This is our project here. This is the SDK. This is the SDK. Copy name. I copied the wrong name. Sorry for that. Paste it here, and we're good to go. Replace. Cool. Now close it. Open the Segger. Open this one. It should be good now. Now if we try with this file here, it's open. And now we are good to go. Cool. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna need to do is creating an application configuration file. So for that we're gonna need to go to BCM156, S140, and config. Okay, so just copy this file here and place it again. Paste it. Change the name to app_config. Cool. That's it. Now to Segger, include it here. So add existing file into the config folder. Where is the folder that we're looking for? It's the config, and it is app config. Cool. Now it is added. Open it here. First thing you're gonna need to just copy from here to the top. Just hit Ctrl and C. And copy it. Now hit Ctrl and A to select all and press delete. Next, press Ctrl and V just to paste. Next, you're gonna need to add here and A and F. Next, we're gonna change this name here, change it to app config. Copy it, paste it in this one here, and then command here. So this and F is this one for this one here. Next, delete this if defined, delete this one, and that's it. Save. Now you can save it. Next, in the SDK configuration file, you're gonna need to copy this one here. So we have the application configuration file included. So copy this one here, use app config, copy it. Now head over to project, mouse right click and options. Then release, then here make it common, then go to preprocessor, then to preprocessor definitions, and paste it here. When editing this file here or this settings here, make sure there is no space left. It should be no space. And you can see this is the preprocessor definitions. As you can see here, the application uses a timer here, version 2. We have the board PCM156. We have the soft device version, and we have the chip that this the SoC that this application is built in for. See the Nrf52 XXAA soft device, and we have the soft device here. Soft device is present. It is. Okay, and we've added this use app config to enable our configuration file. Cool, and it is included now. Okay, so just a quick note about these two files here. This one is hosting all the configuration all the configurations settings. This is actually for enabling and disabling modules in your application, like for if you want to use a library. Most of the libraries are are enabled and disabled with these definitions here. Okay, the difference between these two is that this SDK configuration file, you should not change it. Leave it as it is. If you are using the template project, it has a lot of configurations that you won't need to add. That you won't need to add. You might just need to change. To just enable it. For example, if it is not enabled, just enable it by just setting this 0 1 to 1. Okay, so my advice to you is just don't touch this file here. What you're gonna need to do is use this app configuration file here. Okay, so for example, let's say your application is using this record access control point library. What we're gonna need to do is just copy this definition here and place it in this one here and change it to 1 and save it. That's all. We're gonna do in this configuration file here. See, let's just close it and open it again. See, it is grayed, means it is already defined. Because as you can see, if it is not defined, if not defined, if it is not defined, then we define it and then if. See, the good thing about using this application configuration file here is that if you had an issue, if you like to change a configuration, some settings here or configurations here, and you have an issue in your application, it'll be hard to check them here. As you can see, there's a lot of configurations. See how many lines of code. There is a lot of configurations here. So that's why you need to use this app configuration. There's also, you can also use this SDK configuration, but it is hard. It is hard to, if you, for example, there's also another option here. For example, to not scroll over all these configurations, there is a tool called Cmss Config. If you add it to the Segger IDE, you can find it here. Cmss configuration wizard. It'll open here in a second. This tool here, what does is make all these files here a GUI, a general user interface. So you can just check boxes and so on. See, when you check it, it changed to 1. When it's unchecked, it changes to 0. See, this make it easier to update. But the problem with this tool here is that it needs this file to be written in this way. See these conventions here, or this O, or like this E, this O, this H. It should be written in this matter, in this type. For example, if you have a missing configurations here and you copy them from another configuration file and paste it here, and you break these settings, this tool here won't be able to read this file properly. Some configuration won't be able to show up here, and so we won't be able to update their values. That's one problem. That's one you see. That's one of the issues of using the SDK configuration file. Also, for the fact that if you change some configurations here and you have an issue on your application, it might be hard to check what you have changed, because it's a long file here. But here it is a small file. This depends just on your application. So you just have some configurations here. You just set them here. So for example, if you have an issue that you come back here to this file and you update it, you change it back and you try again and see what was the issue and fix it then. Okay, so we have this file here. We set the configurations files, close this one, close also this one. Here we are now in the main.c file. Okay, so in this main.c file, as you can see here, it has a lot of files. See, and most of all these files are for just Bluetooth. There are some files for Bluetooth, also for the advert, for the timers, for the initializing the log, also for the buttons and LEDs. There is a lot of files here. See, to structure this project here, this main.c file should be clean. It should be cleaner. means that all these things that all these definitions and functions should be separated. Means that should be you should use a different file to host all these functions. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, as you can see in the main.c file, we have a lot of functions, and or most of them are Bluetooth, for the Bluetooth. So we have here Bluetooth, all these are berry based Bluetooth. Here we have the log, we have timers, and we have the buttons and the LEDs. So what we're gonna do is create another folder, which will be just like a library hosting all these functions here and functions here. These functions. Okay, so what we're gonna do is in this project here, so we're gonna do an application, the components folder we've created, and in this folder here we're gonna create another folder, and this folder we're gonna name it Bluetooth. The next folder that we're gonna create, this is for the log, and we're gonna name it log. We don't need the buttons here for this application, so we're gonna need just Bluetooth and log. Inside the Bluetooth, you're gonna need to create another folder, and let's call it include. This is for hosting all the .h files. Cool. Now in this Bluetooth folder here, you're gonna create a .c file and .h file. To make that easier, just open that in the code, the VS Code. Okay, so here we have the Bluetooth folder. We're gonna need to create a file. The file will be named Bluetooth driver.c. Next file is Bluetooth driver.h. Cool. Close it. Next for the log, same. I need to create an include folder, so include. Same for that folder, I'm gonna need to open it with the VS Code. Then create the log driver.c and .h files. So log underscore driver.c. Next log underscore driver.h. What is this? Okay, again log underscore driver.h file. Go. We close the VS Code. Open the Bluetooth here. We're gonna place this one here. The .h file. Also for the log. Log, place it in the include. Cool. Okay, let's try with the buttons and LEDs too. Let's create another folder. Let's call it buttons. Button. Next folder LED. Same for the folder. I'm gonna create another folder here in the include. Next, open this one in the VS Code and create the button.c, the button driver.c and the button driver.h files. First one, button driver.c. Next one, button underscore driver.h. Cool. Let's move it here. Just include. Cool. That's it. For the LED, just create another folder. Let's call it include. Yeah, include. Open the LED folder with the VS Code. Create the LED underscore driver.c ed_driver.h file. Move the .h to the include, and we're done. Cool. So we have the Bluetooth driver button, LED, log. Cool. Now in Segger, you're gonna need to add these folder into components. So here, components, new folder. Folder is the Bluetooth. In the Bluetooth, we're gonna add existing file. So I'm gonna move to the components, Bluetooth, and I need to add .c file. Next, you're gonna need to add the other folder, which is the log folder. And in the log folder, we're gonna add existing file. So back out to the log driver. Same for the LED. So new folder, LED add existing file. So add existing file, LED, so components, LED driver. Next, buttons, new folder, buttons, just the button. Add existing file, components, button driver. Cool. After we've done that, you need to let Segger embedded know where he can locate these files you have included. So change this one here to command preprocessor here, and there you go. The thing here that is that the location of these components, the component folder. See how many times we should back up till we have in this folder here. It's not, we are not yet in the directory where it is the Nrf5 Sdk. So it's one folder left, back. Okay, so we are in this is the application. So here, so 1, 2, 3. So we have 3, and then we enter the components folder. So we have 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we enter the components folder. Then the first one is the Bluetooth, and in the Bluetooth we're gonna need to include. We need this folder here, the include, because the include, the include is linked to the other to the .c file. We have the Bluetooth, we have the log, and we have the button, and we have here the LED. Copy and paste it. We have the LED here. Cool. And also for this file here, make sure there is no space left. The Segger does not truncate, or does not just take the word, the characters. It takes everything. So if you have a space here, it will check for include with the space, and it won't find it. Okay, so it is component Bluetooth, log, button, LED, and we need just the include folders. So okay, cool. Now what we're gonna do here, so we're gonna do, let me see. Okay, yeah, you just copy it. Okay, so Control A, select all, copy in the Bluetooth .c file, paste it here. We don't need these, so we just delete from here. We don't need these, power management. Yeah, don't need this one. Don't need this one. We need this one, okay. Leave it here. We need to change those. This is an issue actually with the template project. The services init should be executed before the advertising init. The services should be initialized before the advertising. Okay, just leave it this way. So we're gonna delete the folder that we don't need here, the file that we don't need here, log, we don't need it. LEDs, we have a separate folder for them, we don't need them. Next we have the yes, BSP and we don't need it, so delete it too. Next, 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 next. Leave those. We need them. Leave them here. There. Problem. Services in it. Leave them there. Timers in it. The timers are necessary for the Bluetooth, so you should have the timers. The application timer initiated before you call the Bluetooth functions. Cool. That's it. These we don't need those because we'll be including them with the with the driver, the log driver. Also, is there any buttons here? Button? Okay, nothing. Cool. Delete this comments here. And the next thing we're going to do here is include the Bluetooth underscore driver.h file. Save it and right click, go to definition, Bluetooth .h, sorry. Go to definition, and this is the folder. Okay, so what we're gonna do, delete these comments here, these comments too, also here. This is for the services too. This is for initializing another service here. I think we'll add a new service here as a you know as an update for this example. Start timers, we don't need them. Cool. Okay. I'll just copy those, and you can go here to the top here. Paste those here. No. I'm gonna create a function here. Let's call it. It's a void Bluetooth init. Initially, does check nothing. Say void. Open. Close it here at the end, and we'll see. So the first thing that we have here is the timers. So definitely the timers. I missed that. So we should have timers here. Or just delete them. We don't need timers. Okay. We have the power management. Also leave it there. This is not BLE related. BLE stack, got parameters, init, get init, service init, advertising, connection, peer manager init. Application timer start, we don't need it. Also for the advertising start, so you can control the advertising. Next, here we have the static functions here. Static void advertising start. So we're gonna do just copy all these here. This PM, also place it here, top. Timers too. No, timers. Okay, so for the timers, we don't need the static here, so we can call it from the. I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna put the timer here. Timers init. Okay, now just leave the static. Let's make it void. We're gonna need to use it in the application. So we have timers init. Copy this one here. So paste it here. Next one is gap init. Gap parameters init, we have get init. Gap parameters get init, we have this one. We have again the services init, copy. Here. Next we have our connection parameter. We do this so we don't have any issues with the static, because you know with the static function here. So for example, if you with this here, because this barely is static barely stack init, connect here should be before this function here. It should be here. Its source code should be here. So we call it in this Bluetooth init. With this way here, Segger will report the company will report an error here. It means that this barely stack init is not declared before it is called. That's why we include all these here. Okay, so we left it. Fine. The next one is this one. Paste it here. What's the next one? This connection parameter. So we can complete in one time. Application timer start. We don't need. I think we don't need this one here, because we will not start any timers here. You can use that in another folder, or just in the main.c file. We're going to use this one too. Just paste it. Next, this one. Next, Billy event handler also. Paste it here. Next, it's the Billy stack init. Here. So Billy stack init. We have the peer manager init. Bonds. Advertising init. And still have, yeah, we have this one start. Power management init, we have idle. Okay, so advertising init, then power management init, then idle handle, then start, advertising start. Okay, now copy all these, back to the top, and add them here. Advertising start, added. Cool. So all these are private functions. This one here, just add a brief. This is function for initiating the Bluetooth or the Bailey, just the Bailey. Parameter in, now parameters in, go save it. So add the Bluetooth init. The other functions here that are not static to this file here is the timers. Is the timers init. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, just copy this timers init here to this driver here, just paste it here. Next, I think we have also other functions. The Bluetooth has not all these. Yeah, this power management. Yeah, we don't need this one here. Power management. This idle 2. And also this static, advertising start. So you have power management, idle state, advertising. So back to the top, we have I think I didn't add this power management, so let's see. It's before the idle state handle, let's see. So it's here. So these power managements and this one. We don't need these one to be static, so just place them here. So we have the timers, power management in it. We have the idle state handle, advertising start. Cool. Okay, that's it. So okay, so first thing that we need to do here is okay, so we need to check one of those. What? Yeah, you're gonna need this lightly here just to make sure that the file is not defined in another time, defined in more than once. Just place this one here. If not defined, which file it is, this one is Bluetooth underscore driver. Copy it again, place it here, and F. And this and F is for this one. Cool. Now you can also add this one here. And at the end, add this one too. Also, forgot to add this one. Go. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Found this one. Yeah, okay, this one is not even used here, so just delete this one here. Just leave the static, the function with the static keyword. Okay, just leave it there. Okay, it is also an option of taking all these definitions and these definitions and also these libraries here to put them all in this .h file. It's possible, but just let's not do that. Just save this here. Save this one too. Oops. Save it, and in the main.c file, you're gonna delete. Not yet. Okay, let's go to the other folder here. You guys will go to the log. In the log, we go to the main.c file. As you can see in the log, we have those here. So just copy them, paste them here, and we have some functions here for the log. It is pretty simple, as we have just one. Please log in it. You can also add a function here for for printing values or variables to the URL. or to the RTT log debug console. Okay, so here in the I'm gonna include the .h file here. So include log underscore driver.h. Save them. Configuration, place this one here. And same as we did with this first one here, just copy all that, paste it here. Now we have this one is log driver, copy all that, paste it here. We have this one here, and we also need a nrf. This is for this log here, so just push it there. Next is adding this one. Now delete this static keyword here. Now just not make it static. Save, and the other one save here. Cool. Now next is for the buttons. For the buttons, go to the main.c file again. The buttons we have, it should be something with the buttons here. So advertising is this one, because this one is importing other files like the BSP and the board. See, we're most concerned with this BSP.h. So just copy this one, or let's copy this include here. It's the same. We include the folder we want, which is the bsp.h file. Paste this one here. Next is gonna go to the the buttons. This one. Here it is. You have this one here. So we're gonna go to the buttons driver. Paste this one here. This is for. Let's make it buttons in it. You don't need this one here. Yeah, you can pass it. This is for the, for the application. We need to go to the sleep mode. When you wake it up, what do you want to do? You want to start advertising, or what we're gonna do? This is the startup event. See, here it is made BSP event clear bounding. Okay, it's also needed for this, for this header file here. Is also needed because if you will be using the startup event, there is some functions are necessary, and it is available. They are available in this BSP button BLE.h file. Okay, so we have BSP.init. Okay, yeah, we just initialize the buttons, and here we have the BSP event handler. Startup event, cool. That's it. Next, we need this event handler here. BSP event handler. Here it is. Okay, see, we have a disconnect here. Okay, so let's copy all that and go to the BLE and driver here. Let's add another function here. Let's call it void. I want to use it. Disconnect. This is for connecting for this connector for my connected device. Sorry. Okay, we have any other code here. Just copy this one. Okay, so we have Sdk. This is available here. Also this one. But the problem is that disconnecting. Before disconnecting, you need to make sure that this connection handler is not equal to, let me check, found, found. Yeah, is not an invalid connection handler, so it should be, it should not be an invalid. Invalid means that it's actually not connected. So before carrying the disconnect, you need to make sure that it is actually connected. This is for just make sure the app is connected to IP. Is connected, just connected. Cool. This is for disconnect. Let's add a brief here. So we have function for disconnecting. Save it, copy all that, put it in .h file, and we're done. Okay, void. Okay, let's add a void there. Also here, save. And we're good. This is disconnect. Okay, now in the button driver, we have sleep mode enter here. We have disconnect. Just use this function. This is this function here. Okay, here again, if you want to start advertising without whitelist, you can also add a function here from in the Bluetooth driver. So just add it also here. So here we have restart, advertising without wait list. Restart advertising without whitelist. And as you can see here, this is a condition here. It should have the connection handler equal to Billy connection handler invalid. This is for making sure the app is not connected. Because what you can check to make sure that the app is connected or not connected is this connection handler here. As you can see, if I look for this connection handler here, see, it is in the Billy event handler here. See, when it is connected, it's changed. See, M connection handler takes another value, which is taken from the event. See, but when you disconnect, it has the invalid value. The invalid. It has this one. Okay, cool. Now we have function for restarting advertising without waitlist. Cool. We need to add that to the .h file because we will be using it. Just again use it here. So cool. Now we need to include the button driver .h file here, and we need also to include the Bluetooth driver, this one, because we are using some functions from here. Okay, so we're gonna need to include this one. We have the Bluetooth driver, we have the button driver. Cool. Now to the .h file, where it is. Button driver, this one, we need to make the same, so copy all that, paste it here, change, so this one we have the button driver, copy all that, paste it again. We have this one, the .c, we need to copy all that too, paste it here too. And we have the load driver, this nrf is for the button driver. And we have one function here. This is static, so just this one. This function for initializing buttons. See here for this erase bonds will be true if the clear bounding button was pressed to wake the application up. Yeah, so it will wake up and erase the bonds. So we have this one here. Is it save? Cool. Now we're done with the button. Close the button. Now to the LEDs. LED. And for the LED we have the same. So we just open the button. We have the same here. So LED.c. So we need the actually we don't need this Bluetooth driver. We don't need the Bluetooth driver. We just need the LED driver. Coded this one. For the LEDs, we just have a init. We don't have a BSP, and you won't have an event from the LEDs, you know. So for the LEDs, this parameter must be here. So just close it. Just void LEDs init, not static, just void. Delete this one, BSP init LEDs, no event address, so just null. We have BSP Bluetooth init, no, don't need that. This one. Go, that's it. Copy this one too. Paste it here, same as we did before. Next thing is same for those, so we need the driver. We have here the LED. Copy this one, paste it, and if here, and we have this one. And I think we're done. But yeah, okay. So here in the Bluetooth here, we have this function here, and you also have some nrf logs. Okay, we have these nrf logs. Okay. Let's add some here. Someone here too. So we have timer. Initialized. Application. Timer initiated. Next, at the end here, we're gonna take Bluetooth. Initialized. We're gonna go to LED driver. LEDs. Initialized. Buttons too. buttons initiated, save. We got the LEDs. What about here? We have this one, this one, this one. Save. Cool. I think we're good now. Now, copy all that. And delete. Delete all that too. And the first thing we need to include here is include Bluetooth driver. And next thing is the log driver. The next thing is the LED, the button driver. Next is the LED driver. What else? We have the Bluetooth, button, LED, log. Cool, that's it. Next, we're gonna do, we have the log in it. It is available in the log. We have the timers in it available also. We have here the buttons in it that checks this LEDs bond. LEDs in it doesn't take anything. We have the power management, and we have all these. We're using the Bluetooth here. Is replaced with Bluetooth in it. Bluetooth in it. Timer started. Okay, so initialize, start execution. Cool. I think we're good. Now if you look into this log init here, no. Log driver, this is log init, yeah. It's there, we have timers in it. Here it is. We have the buttons in it. Here it is, we have the LEDs in it. Here it is, we have the power management in it. So if you look into this one here it is, and power management, here it is. Idle, set idle, advertising start, disconnect. Cool. Yeah, all that. And it changed the name here. Let's call it test. Let's test app, test project. Started. Save it. Let's try to build solution. Cool, this should take a little bit of time. When it's doing that, let's look into our GitHub folder here. Open this one with VS Code. So opening this one with VS Code, I need to update the git.ignore file, and also I'm also update the readme file. So we have the git.ignore. Should be populated with the C, git ignore here. Executables. Prerequisites. Okay, let's leave it like this. I should just add the Segger git ignores. Those. So here, just paste those. So you have the application, we have PC owner, Segger output, the output folder, we don't need it. Also we have this Billy up test. Billy up test. Billy underscore up underscore test. Billy up test project. Billy up test underscore project. Cool. Copy this one also, paste it here. Now we have the ladies here, just copy all this one. Paste it here. These lines here should make git not should make git ignore these files. Also this directory here, output. Also this is glink here and this debug here. We don't need those. Save those in the readme here. We have the test project. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's do an update for this example here to test it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll be adding the news service. We'll be adding here the news BLE service to the application. So here, okay, we have variables, we have what's that? Okay, I think we have a problem here. Let's see. See the issue? Just a semicolon. Let's see if that was the issue. The issue here. A semicolon should trigger all these errors here, because you know we have included it here. See, still have one error. Let's see what it is. Okay, yeah, error code missing there. Let's add it here. Is there anything else? Implicit declaration. Okay, so we need the log here. Yeah, we need the log. So log. Save. Let's try again. Build solution. Okay, let's see. Okay, when it's compiling, let's add the new service here. So first thing I'm going to do is here add the include it here. So news BLE underscore news dash. Next you need to create another folder here, not in the application but in the project. So new folder if it is not been created. This is for nrf underscore BLE underscore services. Okay, underscore services. In this folder you're gonna need to add existing file. Add existing file, you're gonna need to head over to the SDK components, BLE services, BLE, where is the news? Here it is. Here is in this, you can import the .c file. Cool. Next, what's the problem here? Oh, I see. So that's why you need to, let's take all these in here. Okay, again for those. A log, okay, we need the log driver here. And in .c, you don't need. And same for this one here. You also need the logs. Driver, just copy all this, save the .h file. All these here, check out just this one. Should be good now. Build solution. Okay, let's continue. We have the business here, but if you enter this file here, okay, let's close it and open it again. Go business. Yeah. Okay, for the news, let's not include it now. Let's okay, let's include it right now. We need this link CTX manager. So for that, we're gonna need to add it to the driver. No, to the libraries. So add existing file application. You need to head over to the SDK, then components, then Billy, then CTX manager, right? And add this one here. It is added. Add again. Build solution. Okay, so we have okay. So we have the CTX manager. What it is? So we are in the news.h file. Let me see. So we have .c file. We have in .definition. We have the CTX. Okay, so if we go into this one here, can't open file. Let me see. Billy link CTX manager. Okay, let's move. Okay, we have the nrf billing here. Let's move this one to this folder here. Okay, we have ctx manager, this one. Let me see. Okay, we have preprocessor, this one. I don't think we have this ctx folder included here. We have Billy, services, command, peer manager. Yeah, the ctx is not included there, so we shall include it. So we have the SDK here, in the SDK components, then Billy, then ctx manager. Okay, so we need this one here. Copy it, close this, and just enter Billy here. Paste all that, and we'll copy from here the SDK. Just copy all that. Paste it here, then components. Let's change these slashes here. Make sure there's no space. Go. Okay. This should close over this. If you let's try again build solution. Okay. Let's add this news or this Nordic UART service here. Yeah, that's my respect here. It is not enabled. See, it is all great. This is nrf module enabled, barely news. It is not enabled. We're gonna do. You need to enable this service. There is a configuration for that in the SDK config. We're gonna do here is just Control F to search for news. And as you can see here, we have news. This is the UART central, and the other one we're looking for is the BLE news. This one. See, it is not enabled. So what we're gonna need to do is just copy this line here, and go to the app config and add it here. Change it to 1. Add a command. See, enable the news service. Close this one. Let's open it again, and you can see it is included now. Cool. Now let's add it to the application into the Bluetooth driver. We have a news here. What else we need for the news? Yeah, okay, it should be we have some okay, we have some definitions here necessary, like this one here. main.driver.c. Okay, we need some definitions here, like this one. Okay, next we need to define it in the Bluetooth. Cool. Next we set this one, set the maximum length. Here it is. Next we're gonna need to include it in the services. Here in the services, where are the services? Services is, this is it. Here it is, the new service. Next thing, as we have added here, news.handler, we're gonna need to put a news.handler there. So just add it right for the service is here. We also use the UART here. We don't want to use the UART. So, because you know the news service is whatever you get from the news service, it is printed into the UART. We won't be using the UART here, so just close all this down, and we just leave it this one here. So received data from the UART, and we have this hex dump debug. This should print all that to the debug console. Okay, news handler here. Let's add this one to the statics before the service is in. and save it. Nothing to change here. This one too. Okay, we have the handler. Cool. Yeah. That's it. So let's just wait. We'll be waiting for it a little bit till it's finished, and we'll try again. Oh, okay, let's try again from first. So build solution. Okay, so we have these files here. We have the main.c file here. SDK, close this one. Okay, yes. Before I forget, in the SDK config.h file, as you can see here, we've added another service. This service is a vendor specific. This has a 128-bit UID. For that, you need to change this configuration here, which is this. Let's look for it. Control F, and let's look for UUID. And here it is, UID. This one for the next one, and here it is. Okay, we'll look into that later. This one. Nrf5 software device handler, BLE, vendor specific UID count. How many vendor specific UIDs we are using in the application? Here we are using 1, so we need to set this one to 1, and we need to do that in the app configuration. Vendor specific UIDs, use it. Number, let's make it number of vendor specific. This is vendor specific UIDs used, and let's go to this here. So we have the problem is with this init. Yeah, I know. I haven't initialized this structure, so it should be here. So let's add it. Here it is. A build solution. Cool. Yeah, so make sure you update this one whenever you add a vendor specific UID, a vendor specific BLE service. This does not count for the other services, like for the battery service, or the or like the BPS service, or the BMS service. Yeah, the battery management or something like that. Anyway, all the SIG adopted services does not count here. All it counts here is the vendor specific BLE services. The UIDs that has 128-bit. Okay. Okay, we'll be waiting a little bit for it till it's done. Building the solution here. Okay, so as you can see, the structure, it's a little bit easier to handle. So, for example, if you have an error or an issue with the Bluetooth driver here, you can just go to this Bluetooth driver here and look for that issue and fix it. This is much easier than if you have all the functions in the main.c file. In the main.c file, you just add the functions here, just execute them. But the source code, leave it in the proper drivers. See? And like for the button here too, for the LED, and here's all the log. This makes the project more structured. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Let's Okay, let's look. Let's add some README here file. We'll add the. We'll update this README file here with some notes about the project. Okay, in this file here, as you can see, this is a markdown file. So, for example, if you want to add a title here, a bigger title, or a bigger title, this one here, make it the bigger one. This is the H1 in the HTML. If you add another one, just make it a little bit smaller. If you add another one, to make it smaller, and so on. Okay, let's just use 2. So here what we're gonna do is add some notes here. Just call it prerequisites. So for the software, here the Segger Embedded Studio, you need Segger Embedded Studio to compile the project. So here, as you can see, I added these 2 here. Segger Embedded Studio, this is the title, and here this is the link. This is a this, if you press this one, it'll redirect you to this link. This is how you add links to text in the markdown. Also for the Git bash here, you need Git. This is also for the Nrf Connect desktop app. This is for for flashing the Hex files that will be built in. This is also for testing with the mobile apps. Mobile app here, App Play Store, the App Store. This is the hardware. This one we use in the PCA 156. So any Nrf52 840 based board should work. I'll add the Nrf52 40 development kit. So okay, so we'll add another title here, just how to install, and let's add this one here, how to install. With Segger Embedded Studio, open the project, which is found in applications /PCI 156 S140 Segger. So just add some code, and using the build menu, you just hit build and run to run the application. Okay, cool. Then next one is the project structure here. As you can see, the project structure, we have the SDK, and we have the application here, and inside the application we have components, we have the main, and we have the PCI 156 folders. So we have this one. Just leave it there. So we have application. Inside the application we have components. We have main. We have PCI 156. We have the releases, and we have the .gitignore. Cool. Okay. So next thing that we need to be doing here is we have here. Okay. So we're gonna need to add another one here. Compile from source. How to install. So to install here, we have this compile from source, and compile from source, you can use get to clone it. It is on rmptx/test_project.get, and here's the project structure. readme.md. Cool. Enough for that. Let's close it. Let's see if we this is done. Oh, we have a problem here. Yeah, sleep. We did not include the sleep here. Sleep mode enter. Okay. What else? Sleep mode enter. Application timer start also. Yeah, forgot. Look for it here. Application timer start. Ah, okay, yeah. I just added. I didn't add it there. So we just let's create it here. Void okay. What else? Okay, build solution. Try again. Okay, should be good now. Okay, cool. Now let's give it a test. I have the Nrf52 840 valve blanket here. Let me plug it in. Here it is. Plug it in. Now let's build and run. Let's open this terminal emulator here. Oh, and you have a brain issue. This is this is the RAM issue you get. Also, another just a quick note here. If you don't have this terminal emulator enabled here, just go to Tools, then Terminal Emulator, then you can set it here. See, here's the baud rate, here's the parity, here's the data bytes. This is the stop bytes. You can set the properties here. See, change the byte to 10 to 11 5200. This is the port. This is where I have my G-Link connected. See, 119. Okay, and okay. Then you can just open it here. Then go to Tools, Terminal Emulator. It should pop up here. Okay, now for our issue here, let's fix it. To fix that, just head over to this project here, options. Then come on here. Then preprocessor. No, not preprocessor. Linker. Then section placement macros, and here it is. See, it says insufficient RAM allocated for soft device. Change the RAM start location from 2260 to 2270. Let's do that, 2070. And maximum size, change it to will be 0x, no, 3D D9O. So we have instead of A we have 9. No space, no space. We have 70, we have 90. Cool. Okay, let's build and run again. Okay, so let me see if we can. Let me see. Let me open my phone here. So we have searches, we have source copy, we have let's see if the application is actually advertising or not. Here is the Nrf Connect. Let me enable the Bluetooth. Also, just a quick note here for this software here. If you don't have it, it's named. If you want this software here, it's named source copy, and it is available in GitHub. And you just install it on your PC and plug in your phone, your Android phone, and the developer enable the developer options. Yeah, it's in the phone's settings. You need to enable that. The developer options, I guess. Anyway, once you enable that, just plug it in your phone, set it to receive and send files, and it should work here. Okay, so it should pop up the screen, and you can control it from here or your phone. Okay, so it's scan, and here it is, Nordic template. See this Nordic template, where it comes from? Here it came from here. This is the name you gave it. Here, let's change this name. Let's make it test project. Test project. Build and run. Okay, let's scan again this project, and it is disconnected to it. Let's look here, and you can see here it is connected, and here we have the GUR service. And as you can see here in this Nordic application, some of the services that it recognizes, it gives them the name. But for example, if you add a custom service, these names won't be available here. It'll be an unknown service, and you'll just have the UID. Okay, so here let's try. So we have this right here. Let's try something. See if we can get it in the log. No, so this log here does not work. Where is this? We have the log here. So whenever you have the new service receiving data, you should have this one. You should have this one here. The thing is that this doesn't work here. Let's see, but no. Let me see if we can find a different one. Hex example 4. Let's see. Let's use build and debug. This should pop up on the debug console. Okay, let's save. Open this one here. Let's clear all that. Clear. Start. Chase in. Let's go with phone. Let's connect to it because it's disconnected. Here, right, something, send, and here it is. See, So let's try it. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Send. See, you get 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the string, and this is the hex. So 1 is 31, 2 is 32. Cool. It's all working good. Next thing that we need to that I want to let you know about is this one here, is the advertising. So the advertising, if you look at this advertising here, function here, okay, so we have the advertising here, and before initiating the advertising, we set those. We set do Billy advertising first enabled. It is the first advertising, which is first advertising enabled. Here, first advertising interval, and here we have the first advertising timeout. Means that once this timeout is done, which is this duration here, this advertising will time out. When it's time out, it will, let me tell you, let me find it just here. Here it is. This is on advertising event. Let's see what this one is here. Oh, here it is. I didn't see it. Anyway, this is the event handler where we set the event handler, and here is the event handler. Let me tell you what will happen if once this advertising this first advertising times out. See, here's what will be happen. It'll have this event. It will have this event Billy app eval idle. This idle will trigger the sleep mode. So if the application the advertising times out, it'll enter this sleep mode. So to fix that, if you want to have the application advertised all the time, this is you may want to have that when you debug your application, or when you just started developing your application and added files and testing. So to make a unlimited advertising, you're gonna just go to the advertising in function here, and let's see. This one should be unlimited. This flag here. We have this flag here, Billy gap advertising flags. Only general disconnect mode. Okay, let's look for this here. So we have limited discoverable. Okay, so we have Billy gap advertising flag only general disconnect mode. With this flag here, what you just need to do is just don't set this one here. Let me make it easier for you. So you can just make here if defined, if the advertising is the duration is defined, set this one and make this endif. So if it is defined, you set the timeout, but if it is not defined, you don't see the timeout. Let's try here, find this. Okay, it is. See, so it is set to 18,000. But as you can see here, the advertising duration is in units of 10 milliseconds. So it is here 180 seconds. It is set. You can set it to a bigger value, but anyway, for application here, I don't want it. So just don't want it. I want the application to be advertising all the time until until you have an application ready to test, or Okay, just try again. Go ahead and run. Cool. It is working. Now, the thing that I want to mention here about this making the advertising unlimited is that you need to make sure that the flags is set to this one, Billy gap advertising flags only general disk mode, because there is other flags here. If you look into these flags here, let me. Oh. Anyway, there are here. those flags. So for example, if you have this one, this limited, the making the not setting the timeout will trigger an error. You know, if you have this one here, let's try it. Let's make the flag this one. Limited. Build and run. Okay, so clear all that, clear all that, so wait a little bit. See, this project started a fatal error. Once you debug this error, let's debug it. Once you debug it, you'll find that the error is triggered here. Let me add I don't know. Let's try again. Here, it is initialized, but let's see the error. If the code jumps to this line here, that this one it doesn't have an issue. But if it doesn't jump, the issue comes from this one here for initializing the advertising. I would say, yeah, it's triggered for the next one, but it's the same. It's just the advertising. It's all about the advertising. The issue comes from this flag here. It should not be set to limited. Limited means that the timeout should also be limited. But here it is not limited. It is unlimited. So we should set it to general. So we'll then run again. Clear all that. Let's debug. So we see the logs, the UART, the news logs. Okay, so we connect to it. We first try this one. Start it. It is connected. Let's write to it, and there it is. Write again, and there it is. All working good. Okay, all looking good. So I think that's it. And as you can see here, that's the structure of the new structure of the project. It's much easier to maintain. See, and you have these drivers here, pretty structured. Cool. So we'll just close this one, and we close this one here. Close this thing here, and we open our project here. Next thing that we need to do is that application. Head over to the application. Head over to the component. No, not components, but to the PCA here, and here for the output. You're gonna need to take the release. You see, here it is, the release. Head over to the option, the releases. Put that here. Once you put that here, you're gonna need to also include the soft device, because you know the application. The Segger also take care of flashing the soft device. You know, it also flashes the soft device. So let's look into let's see what it is, the sub device here. So components, yes, components, we have sub devices here. Sub device S140 hex, copy this one, back up to the application releases, press this one here, go, and we have it. See the sub device, and here is the application. So for example, if you want to upload this, you want to flash this application here to your development kit or your SOC using another tool like the nrf, like here, the nrf connect desktop app, you're gonna need these two files. There is also another option here if you want to merge these two files, like if you just want to have just one. Okay, the tool is called mergex, and to use it, and it is actually available. It is actually installed with the nrf command line tools. So we're gonna do is just cd to this folder here and include merge and put merge hex. Just make sure this is, yeah, it is. So mergex M for merging. Let's copy the first one. Copy this one here. .x. The next one, so device. Copy it, add it here. .text. And for the output folder, just add O here, and let's make the output for this one here. You just add the version v o or v point, the first version. Let's make it v0 .x. Press enter, and there you go. And here it is. Here is your application. So for example, here we have in the nrf Connect app, just open the programmer. Wait a second. Here it is, select your device, and here add a hex file, browse, locate the hex file, the merged, the hex file, what it is. So we have desktop, yeah. Where is our project? The project, this project, here it is. We have the application, releases, and here it is, visual, open. When you open that, see, you also have the hex file, the sub device here. See, region name, how save device, this is the sub device, and this is the application. See, okay, so first thing that you need to do is erase all. So once it is in, if you scan in here, you won't find nothing, because the application is erased on our developer kit. Next thing you need to do is just erase on the right. And you can see the log here, it is flashing. The app should be advertising in a second. Code it in, right to the procedure starts. Almost done, see? Still waiting a little bit. Now right finished. Yeah, I think we're done. Let's see. And here it is. It is scanning. It is advertising, and here it is. Cool. You can also, if you don't want to merge all these files here, you can just add a hex file, browse, and you can add all these. For example, this one. And there is also a trick here with the mouse. If you want to, if you want to add, a lot of files, but the files are not in the same, section, you just hit Control and just press. So which file I want to add? Let's close on this one. Let's try again. So just hit Control, then the first one we will add this one, then this one. See, I've selected those two without selecting the middle one. By hitting the Control key and and the mouse left click, open then, and there you go. Same. See, cool. That's it. The last step that we will be doing here. Let's delete those files here. Let's leave this visual here. Now back to the application. PCA. This one. Segger. Let's delete this output folder. Should be deleted actually. It should be ignored with the git, but let's delete it here. So we're gonna just leave the im embedded. This one, and im session, and this flash placement. Cool. Now just copy this directory here. cd to the directory. So what we're gonna be doing here is pushing all this update to GitHub. So what we're gonna do here is just add all these files to Git. So git add all. Press enter. This will take a little bit of time. Okay, so it's adding a lot of files here, including the files in the SDK we've added. And as you know, with Git, this like for the Nrf5 Sdk, this will be added just one time. When you clone the repository, if the SDK didn't change, it won't change on your local environment, development environment. Okay, let's see here. So okay, wait a second here. It's taking a little bit of time because there is a lot of files. Okay. It's done. Cool. Now the next command, command here is get. You're gonna need to commit all that. Commit. Underscore dash m and say what we have changed. So let's just name this one initial. This is the initial release. Initial release. You can name it whatever you want. You say here I can name it initial release and press enter. It takes a little bit of time because this is the first time and it has a lot of files in the project, especially with the SDK. So yeah. Enumeration objects. Done. Counting. In the first time setting Get, you might need to set your username and password each time you want to commit or push. Anytime you want to push updates to your GitHub repo. You can also set the username and the password so you don't so the console don't ask that all the time. I think there is a command for that. You can just look for it. Removing duplicate object. I think it's done. Yeah, cool. It's done. Next is we're gonna need to push all these updates. So git push -u origin main. So the origin here is the main. If you have like a branch or like a branch, you need to for the main here it will be placed with the branch name. So git push u origin main, press enter, and this should push all the updates to the GitHub repo. This will take some time, and actually this is the last command. Once you do that, you just check the GitHub repo, and all that should be here. All the files should be here. Let's see if it I don't know. Yeah, until it's done, then you can see all the files here. Here it is reaching 7%. My internet speed is a little bit too slow, so that's why it'll take a lot of time. Anyway, so let's see. So yes, that's it for this project here. This is an example for how to structure an nRF52 based project. This is how we can do it. You know, the idea is just creating folders here, add each, you know, just like libraries. So for example, the Bluetooth, you just put all the libraries functions in one file, in one folder, and you just call them from the other, you know, other libraries. For example, if you want to, like in the button driver here. So for example, here we need the sleep mode enter, we also need the disk coordinator, we also need the start advertising. All these functions are in the button driver, and all you need to do is just here is just include that. See, button driver.h, Bluetooth driver.h, include it and all the functions, and you can all use all these functions in this file. Cool, that's it. This will make your development or the of any nRF52 based project much easier. And the thing here is that once you create all these files here, so for example, for the LED, each LED folder should have an LEDs in it. You should have this function here. So so all your projects will be much organized, and all these files can also be used more times in all of your project. So for example, this Bluetooth driver here, you can also use it in another project just by copying these you know, this folder here. Let me see. Yeah, just by copying this you know, components folder here. So we have components, Bluetooth driver, C, components, Bluetooth, and Bluetooth, we have the Bluetooth driver. And we have all that. This make it easier. Also for the place for the Nrf5 Sdk. See the SDK where it is separated from the application. That's make it easier. That's what I can tell. That's what I found. And this is, and they've shared I've shared it with you. Okay, sorry. Okay, that's it for this video here. So if you like this type of videos, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you have any questions or you have any issues with this application here, you can just leave them in the comments, and I will try to answer them. Okay, and so that's it, and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.